Do you really know who the people around you are? Or are you just fooled by their appearance? Most people are skilled at hiding their true nature, but there are signs that can't be faked. If you know what to look for, you can see through anyone within minutes. Some people appear kind, but will crush others the moment they get the chance. Some speak well, but their actions tell a different story. If you don't know how to spot these signs, you'll become prey to deception. In this video, I'll reveal 5 signs that expose a person's true nature instantly. Watch until the end, and you'll never be fooled again. If you feel the positive energy, don't forget to like this video and share a meaningful comment. Want to know someone's true character? Don't judge them by how they act when things are going well. Watch them when things fall apart, when they fail, when the door they were counting on slams shut. A person can fake confidence when life is smooth, but they can't hide who they really are when faced with rejection or failure. There are 2 types of people in these situations. Type 1, the complainer. He gets rejected from a job and immediately blames the employer. This company only hires people with connections. They're afraid to hire someone smarter than the boss. He gets dumped and says, "Women these days are all gold diggers." He fails in business and complains, "The market is too tough. If I had been born earlier, I'd be successful." This type of person has one thing in common: they never take responsibility. To them, failure is always someone else's fault: society, the system, bad luck. And because of that, they never improve and stay stuck in the same place forever. Type 2, the fighter. When this person gets rejected, he asks himself, "Where did I go wrong? How can I improve?" He doesn't see failure as the end, but as a lesson. If he gets rejected in an interview, he works on his skills. If a woman turns him down, he focuses on becoming a better man instead of blaming her. If his business fails, he learns, corrects his mistakes, and tries again. This is the kind of person life cannot break, because he keeps learning and getting stronger. Think about the most successful people in the world. Do you think they never failed? Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Steve Jobs was fired from the company he founded. But what did they all have in common? They didn't quit. They didn't make excuses. They didn't play the victim. They stood back up, tried again, and won. Now, if you want to know who you really are, think back to the last time you failed. How did you react? Did you complain, blame others, or did you learn and grow? If your answer is the first type, that's a bad sign. But the good news is, you can change. Next time you face rejection, stop making excuses and start taking action. Remember, no one cares about your justifications. The world only respects those who fall and rise again. If you want to know whether someone is truly kind or just pretending, don't look at how they treat their boss or important clients. Watch how they treat those who can't give them anything in return. The waiter, the janitor, the cashier, the homeless man on the street. That's where their real character is revealed. Some people act polite and respectful when they think it benefits them. But the moment they interact with someone they see as beneath them, their true nature comes out. They belittle waiters, snap at cashiers, and treat service workers like they exist solely to serve them. The second things don't go their way, they raise their voice, make demands, and try to assert their pathetic sense of power. These people aren't genuinely kind, they're just selfish opportunists. A man who only respects his superiors but mistreats those below him isn't a good person. He's a coward. A woman who speaks sweetly to the rich but looks down on hardworking people isn't classy. She's just shallow. In contrast, a person with real integrity treats everyone with respect, regardless of status. He doesn't look down on a waiter because he understands that all jobs deserve respect. He doesn't lash out at a cashier for working slowly because he knows everyone has rough days. When he's served at a restaurant, he says thank you without thinking twice. Not to impress anyone, but because that's just who he is. Don't be fooled by appearances or smooth words. Watch how someone treats people they have no reason to impress, and you'll see who they really are. A person with true character doesn't need an audience to act decently. A terrible person, no matter how well they pretend, will always slip up and expose themselves. And when they do, believe what you see. A snake in a silk suit is still a snake. Stop wasting another day living in weakness and chaos. Subscribe to Stoic Success now to build an unbreakable mindset, master your emotions, and face life like a warrior. Want to know if someone is strong or weak? Don't look at their muscles or their words. Look at how they control their emotions. A real man doesn't let emotions dictate his actions. A weak man is the opposite. He's a slave to his feelings, exploding with anger at the slightest provocation, panicking in tough situations, and letting fear control his life. You've probably met people who lose their temper over nothing. A harmless joke irritates them. A little teasing makes them furious. On the road, a minor bump to their car sends them into a screaming fit, maybe even a fight. They think they're strong, but in reality, they're incredibly weak. They can't even control themselves. One small push, and they lose all composure. And a man who can't control himself can't control anything else in life. It's not just anger. Anxiety and fear are also signs of weakness. A man with no emotional discipline lets fear hold him back. He's afraid of failure, so he never challenges himself. He's afraid of rejection, so he never goes after what he wants. He's afraid of what others think, so he spends his life trying to please everyone. Men like this stay trapped in their comfort zones. They don't make big mistakes, but they don't achieve anything remarkable either. A man with emotional discipline is different. He understands that emotions are meant to be controlled, not to control him. If someone insults him, he doesn't react immediately. If he fails, he doesn't let despair consume him. If he feels fear, he doesn't run. He faces it and moves forward. A man like this isn't just reliable, he's dangerous in the best way possible, because nothing shakes him easily. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Roman emperors and a pillar of Stoicism, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." If you don't control your mind, your emotions will control you. And a man ruled by his emotions is no different from a child, except he's bigger. Next time you meet someone, watch how they handle their emotions. How do they react when insulted? Do they stay calm or panic under pressure? When angry, do they stay in control or let it consume them? A man's ability to control his emotions is the key to how he controls his life. And if you want to be someone worth respecting, start by mastering yourself. If you want to know who someone truly is, don't judge them by how they act in front of others. Watch how they behave when no one is watching. That's their real self. Anyone can appear polite, kind, or honest under supervision. But what happens when there's no audience? Do they stay true to their principles, or do they reveal their true face? Hypocrites live double lives. In public, they say all the right things and pretend to be noble, but in private, they become someone completely different. You've probably seen people preach honesty, but cheat when no one's looking. They post online about kindness, but exploit others the first chance they get. These people have no real principles. They're just actors performing for approval. On the other hand, a man with true integrity doesn't need an audience to do what's right. He doesn't steal, even when he knows he won't get caught. He doesn't talk behind people's backs, even when no one will find out. He doesn't take advantage of the weak, even if he could get away with it. For him, honor isn't a show, it's a part of who he is. Think about the moments when you're alone. Have you ever done something you knew was wrong, simply because no one was watching? Have you lied, cheated, or taken shortcuts believing you wouldn't get caught? If so, stop and ask yourself, if I can't even trust myself, how can I expect others to trust me? Integrity isn't about what you show in public, it's about what you do in private. A real man follows his principles, whether someone is watching or not. A weak man only does the right thing when he's being observed, and sooner or later, his true nature will be exposed. You can deceive others for a while, but you can never deceive yourself forever. True strength comes from self-control, even when no one is there to enforce it. If you want to know whether someone is trustworthy, watch them in the small moments. Do they return extra change when given too much? Do they keep their promises when no one is forcing them? Do they do good without expecting recognition? These little things reveal everything. Because the way a man behaves when no one is watching is exactly how he'll act when given power. And if he can't be trusted with the small things, he can't be trusted with anything. If you want to know if someone is truly reliable, don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. A man can make 1,000 promises, but if he never follows through, his words are worthless. Some people will tell you they'll be there for you, but when the time comes, they vanish. They swear loyalty but betray at the first opportunity. They commit to something but always have an excuse for why they didn't deliver. These people don't understand that a man's worth is tied to his integrity. If his word means nothing, neither does he. A man of real character does what he says, no matter how hard it gets. If he makes a commitment, he follows through. He doesn't overpromise and he doesn't make excuses. For him, honor isn't about words, it's about action. Think about yourself. How many times have you made a promise and not kept it? How often have you told yourself you'd change, only to stay the same? If you can't even keep promises to yourself, how can you expect others to trust you? Marcus Aurelius once said, "Say less, but when you speak, make sure your words carry weight." A strong man doesn't talk big, he simply does what he says he'll do. In a world full of empty words, be the person who follows through. Because in the end, your reputation isn't built on what you promise, it's built on what you deliver. If you want to know who someone really is, don't judge them by what they say. Judge them by what they do. Watch how they handle failure, how they treat people who can't benefit them, how they control their emotions, how they act when no one's watching, and whether they keep their promises. These things can't be faked. Words are easy. Actions expose the truth. It's easy to put on a show, to say all the right things, to act decent when necessary. But real character isn't about appearances. It's about consistency. If someone lacks discipline, honesty, and integrity, nothing they say matters. Time reveals everything. Pay attention and you'll see exactly who a person is. And more importantly, ask yourself, are you living by these same standards? If not, it's time to change. Thank you for being here. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, turn on notifications, and like this video. Don't forget to leave a comment so we can spread positivity together.